When you talk about the opportunity in healthcare, I think it's very important to focus on what we've been talking about a lot today, which is how underserved the Indian population is. I realize that there are challenges around affordability, access, awareness, and all of those things that we've talked about today. But the largest opportunity that exists, according to me, and I think what we heard a lot of today as well, is the fact that we're hugely underserved. If you look at the number of beds per population, if you look at the number of doctors, from our point, and Healthium being a surgical consumable company, we know for a fact that the penetration of surgery in India is very low. Now, this is not when compared to economies of similar size to India, but even if I look at the same per capita GDP, we have a long way to go. So I am extremely bullish about the fact that we as a nation will get healthier. We will find more and more avenues to provide surgical interventions, and with that, our industry will grow. And you know, we realize at Healthium that there is a patient at the end of each one of our products. Our approach is extremely patient-centric. What we talked about today is the fact that we have all international accreditations, and the same product that we make available to India is available to patients across 80 countries. I am all for regulation, and like I said, we know that there's a patient at the end of each one of our products. What we would like is a more inclusive and collaborative approach towards regulation in medical devices. As I mentioned, we are already compliant with the medical device regulations all over the world in developed economies, and we will obviously be compliant in India as well. So a more collaborative, inclusive approach, and the corollary to that would be that it should be in a staged, gradual manner, so every part of the industry could comply. That would be my request in an area like this. So that's a very interesting one, because robotics has tremendous value, right? It removes the tremor in a hand of a surgeon. It effectively does away with any sort of human error, which could happen, right? I mean, I'm not saying that it does happen, but if that could happen, robotics would help there. We also know now with remote surgery, etc., coming up, you could have a surgeon sitting in Mumbai and treating a patient anywhere in the world with the way in which this is coming in. I do believe, though, that robotics today is a bit like laparoscopic surgery was maybe 25, 30 years ago. There is a learning curve. There is a huge cost of acquisition of the equipment, etc. And I believe that, like we've seen with laparoscopy and other technology that comes in, this too will be a trend that would emerge, but definitely there is a benefit to the patient with that. So here again, specific to the Indian context, in Healthium, as I'd mentioned, we are a absolutely Indian, indigenous, completely backward integrated medtech manufacturer, right? We see tremendous opportunity to work with surgeons in India to come up with product offerings and solutions that are specific to Indian patients. For the most part, what happens in medtech is that it is developed in the Western world, maybe manufactured in the developing world, and made available to surgeons and patients in India. What Healthium is able to do, because of our unique establishment, being an Indian company catering to Indian patients, is hugely customize offerings and take that forward. Another area that we see an opportunity is collaborating on data on outcomes, right? Because it's one thing for us to sit here and say that our surgeons are the best, which I truly believe that Indian surgeons work in the most challenging situations to drive incredible patient outcomes. And of course, we believe our products are the highest quality, but it's important to have data to support that, to show patient outcomes that are at par with those done by surgeons in the West with products made in the West. So I think those are areas where we could collaborate as we go ahead. One of the recent launches that we've had has been around surgical dressing. Now, we provide all of the benefits that were available through the MNCs, and we go above that But our focus is to provide value to Indian patients, and we are able to meet that requirement as well. We are in the process of now moving away from surgical dressings to going and providing a solution for what is a very common challenge in India, which is around diabetic foot, bed sores, and moving into the space of chronic wound care. So this is a very exciting area for us. I think it gives us the opportunity to treat many more patients at a price point or cost point which is currently inaccessible. So we believe that our focus is to get the volumes, treat the masses, patients who are Indian citizens like us, and we would like to make this product as accessible to all of our patients. As I mentioned earlier, our vision is to provide access to precision medtech, and we believe to do that, we need to be able to cater to the price points that are accessible to Indian patients.